Elsa and Jack Frost and Icy Adventure. Arendelle had seen many winters, but none quite like this. The air was thick with frost, and the snowstorm that raged outside the castle walls was unlike any Elsa had conjured. It was colder, wilder -UNTMED. Standing on her balcony, Elsa narrowed her eyes against the swirling blizzard. Something was different about this storm. The snowflakes had a peculiar shimmer, and the wind whispered secrets she couldn't understand. It wasn't her magic at work, it was something or someone else. Determined to uncover the source of the disturbance, Elsa descended from the castle, her cloak billowing behind her as she strode into the storm. Snow crunched beneath her boots as the icy winds wrapped around her, but she was unafraid. She was the Snow Queen. Then, through the haze of the storm, she saw him, a tall figure, standing amidst the swirling frost, wielding a crooked wooden staff covered in ice. His silver-white hair blew wildly in the wind, and his piercing blue eyes locked onto hers. He smirked, amusement dancing in his gaze. "Well, well," he said, leaning on his staff. "I thought I was the only one who could do that." Elsa's heart pounded. His presence was familiar, yet foreign, like an old story she had never been told. "Who are you?" she asked, her voice steady. "The name's Jack Frost," he said with a grin, twirling his staff. "And you must be Elsa, the famous Ice Queen of Arendelle. You know, I've heard a lot about you." Elsa raised a brow. "And I've heard nothing about you." Jack chuckled. "Well, that's about to change." Their eyes met again, and for the first time in her life, Elsa felt something unexpected. Not fear, not loneliness, but recognition. "You must be Elsa," Jack smirked, twirling his staff. "I've heard stories about you. A queen who commands ice, impressive." Elsa raised an eyebrow, intrigued but cautious. "And you are?" "Jack Frost, I make winter fun," he said with a playful grin. Their connection was instant to beings of ice, meeting in a world that never quite understood them. But as they stood together in the swirling snow, a new storm was brewing, one far darker than either had faced before. Jack lingered in Arendelle longer than he intended. His mischievous nature, once chaotic and carefree, found balance in Elsa's calm and regal presence. He showed her the beauty of playful winter snowball fights, ice skating at midnight, and drawing frost patterns on palace windows. Elsa, in turn, taught him the grace of control, the power of responsibility, and the warmth of a kingdom's love. As time passed, their bond deepened. Jack found himself mesmerized by Elsa's strength, her wisdom, and the way her laughter melted the coldest of nights. Elsa, who had always been so guarded, felt her walls slowly crumbling around him. But love, especially one as rare as theirs, was never without its challenges. The spirit of the eternal frost, an ancient force jealous of their unity, stirred from its icy prison. It saw Elsa and Jack as a threat to beings who could wield winter without fear. And so, it unleashed a relentless frozen eclipse, a storm powerful enough to turn the world into an eternal wasteland. Jack and Elsa had no choice but to fight, together. The frozen eclipse swallowed Arendelle in darkness. The sun disappeared behind a shroud of endless winter, and the kingdom trembled under an ice so cold, even Elsa's magic could barely keep it at bay. Jack and Elsa stood side by side on the highest peak of the kingdom, facing the spirit of eternal frost. "This is my storm," the spirit bellowed, its voice like a blizzard's roar. "And you, children of winter, shall be buried beneath it." Jack's playful smirk was gone. He turned to Elsa, gripping his staff tightly. Together. Elsa nodded, determination in her eyes. Always. Their combined power was breathtaking. Elsa's precise control over ice, and Jack's free-flowing frost magic created a storm of their own. Snow and ice bent to their will, battling the dark force that threatened to consume their home. But the spirit of eternal frost was relentless. It struck at Jack with a spear of black ice, aiming for his heart. Elsa, without hesitation, shielded him, taking the strike herself. Jack's world shattered. Fueled by love and fury, he unleashed the winter's wrath, a storm unlike any before. Lightning crackled, ice shards swirled, and in one final, devastating attack, Jack banished the spirit into the abyss of the frozen void. The storm cleared, the sun returned, and Arendelle was safe. Jack held Elsa in his arms, fear gripping his heart until she stirred, her eyes fluttering open. She was weak, but alive. "You saved me," Jack whispered. Elsa smiled, her fingers brushing his cheek. "We saved each other." That night, under a sky filled with dancing auroras, Elsa and Jack made a promise their love, like winter, would be eternal. And so, the Snow Queen and the Guardian of Winter became legends, their story whispered through the winds of time.